Hello, it is Saturday, June 17th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Saturday puzzle today, which means it may well be the trickiest crossword of the week, and it is themeless. And I definitely hope I'm recording this one. I'm definitely recording this video. I can see it now. It says I'm recording. So I'm not going to have the same mishap I had yesterday. And this definitely recorded edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Alan Blunder, Mitchell Turek, Jenny Montague, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark, the indomitable Showmaster, and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 6 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for your generous support. Those benefactors are keeping this channel going. They are sustaining this series, and for that, I am extremely grateful. So thank you to them. And thank you to you if you are a patron, but also thank you to you just for watching this video in general. If you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve, where the bonus videos are posted, as well as being where you can find out about the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, which you can receive as a benefactor of the channel. So again, thank you to all of the patrons. I really do appreciate it. Please do also consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. That's a big help. And you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that as well. All right, so let's get on to today's crossword. This is a themeless Saturday, well, presumably themeless Saturday crossword puzzle constructed by Ryan McCarty, who's constructed about 24 crosswords for the New York Times. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's see what we have in store for us today. Pressing need. Could be an iron, pressing clothes, for instance. There is a question mark there, so I assume this doesn't mean sort of pressing on a door or something like that. But I'm not sure what it is. Capital on the Caspian. I wish I could just think of this immediately. Lake known for its high salinity. Oh, is it the Aral Sea? Which is a very large lake despite its name, and I think is also significantly shrinking. I think to a disastrous degree, potentially. Let's see. Whom Athena smites with a boulder in the Iliad. Oh boy, I can't think. Something once sold for pennies that's now worth much more. I don't know, a rare find? That's not long enough. Something once sold for pennies. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Is it that sort of thing? I don't know. I just can't think. Make a scapegoat for something. You blame it on that person? That could be it. Does that give me anything here? Pressing need. You could do sort of bench presses or something with dumbbells or barbells. Barbells would work if you were doing a bench press. Pressing need, barbell. That looks pretty good. Have I looked at the rest of these? No. Big brand in immunity support. Immunity support. So is that sort of viral immunity or something like that? Or is it legal immunity? Why would there be a brand for that? Oh, I don't know. I can't think. Strung accompaniment for a hula, a lei. You could be wearing a lei and the kind of Hawaiian flower garland while dancing a hula. Actress Condor of the To All the Boys film series. Do not know. I don't think I've seen any of those. Nail material. Keratin? I think if this is referring to fingernails or toenails, keratin, I think this is how you spell it. Maybe it's with a K. What is this? Capital on the K. Oh, is it Baku? That would make this a K. So keratin, I think, is the name of the material. I hope I'm spelling this correctly, but makes up your fingernails and that sort of thing. Does this work? Let's just check these. Whom Athena smites with a boulder in the Iliad. Oh, Ares. Okay, I guess I wasn't spelling this. That looks better. That looks much better. Okay. So Ares, Athena smites with a boulder, keratin with an E. Now this looks like a correctly spelled word to me. Oh, so something once sold for pennies. Maybe it is rare something, but it's not a rare find. It's a rare prize? I don't know. I'm available if needed. Use me. I'm here. And big brand and immunity support is... Yeah, still not seeing it. Low figure. A low figure. The tens? I don't think that's right. I was thinking maybe, you have the ones place and the tens place and the hundreds place in an integer or a number. And 10 is a fairly low figure among them, but that doesn't sound very good to me. What about this? Oh, right. Actress. Lana, perhaps? Precision crafted performance sloganeer. I'm not certain about this, but if I think that's A, it could be Acura. I mean, Acura is a kind of, they're sort of a mid-upscale kind of automotive brand. So they're going for a bit more of a sense of performance and luxury. So it could be two-in-one computer command. Copy paste? It's not really a single command. I don't know how you would do copy paste as a two-in-one command, because you have to separately indicate what you're copying and where you're going to paste it. But people do often refer to copy paste as though it's a sort of single operation. So maybe that's what that's getting at. Not working in a way. The reason I think it's correct is because it's such a commonly, as far as computer commands go, it's one of the few that is cited extremely frequently, to the point that it's kind of become a part of the language in general. Not working in a way, and obviously it self-derives from physically copying and pasting things, but not working in a way. On holiday? No. On leave? No. Is it on anything? Get unleashed. Not sure. Equines collectively. Horse. Genus? I can never remember what's a genus and what's a family and everything else. Order. Equines. I mean, certainly horse something. Something young Squid Game actress. I've actually never seen Squid Game. Let's see. Fight with. Attack with. So, I should mention, the with here means we're going to, not only do we say fight with in the clue, but the answer also will be with at the end. So it could be something like battle with, or spar with, or something like that. It's obviously none of those because it doesn't work, but something to that effect. Word said in passing, and there's a question mark here. So passing, what sort of passing do we mean here that isn't? So word said in passing, if we read that without the question mark, it would mean a word said in an offhand way. You're sort of tossing it off. But what would it mean in this case? I suppose word could also be the pun, but I sort of doubt it. Obrigado is to Portuguese as what is to French? Probably salut, sort of a casual, it's a greeting. Obrigado in Portuguese is a common, normal, everyday greeting, as is salut in French. So that's probably the. And in case you're not familiar with this construction, these colons here are setting up analogies. So the single analogy is saying is to, and the double colon is, the single colon is saying is to, and the double colon is saying as. So obrigado is to Portuguese as, I think, salut is to French. We're just establishing an equal relationship between those two sides. Sends to Tartarus, say. Oh, that's underworld, right? Maybe. Oh, no, sorry. This is obrigado is thank you in Portuguese. Sorry. I did actually know that. And that's merci in French, which is thank you. Sorry about that. Obrigado is not hello. I was just completely misremembering that entirely. Oh, what is hello in Portuguese? I went to Sao Paulo once, and I knew all the little basic phrases and things you say, but now I can't remember. Oh, that's so frustrating. Anyway, I guess it's just hola. Anyway, sends to Tartarus is damns to the underworld, essentially. And that's what that say is doing there, because, depending on, I suppose, if you have a religious belief, or depending on what it is, it might not be Tartarus specifically if you're damned. In fact, if you live right now, it probably isn't Tartarus. In any case, that's what that say is doing there. It means this is an example of that thing, as opposed to being strictly synonymous. Okay, fight with is to... Boy, I don't know. Words said in passing. Ace, as in, I passed the test, I aced the test? I don't think that's right. Maybe aha, for that same reason? I don't know. Prescribed. If something is prescribed, it's forbidden, it's no, I don't know. Probably the bravest man I ever knew, per Harry Potter. Well, it's not Harry Potter, because that name is in the clue, and it wouldn't fit anyway. I guess Harry would fit if not for dams. I'm not sure. Let's see. What about this? A beat cop, someone who, a cop who patrols a given beat in the neighborhood or something. Oh, so I do know the character Snape. I mean, I have heard that character name plenty of times. So maybe Snape is the bravest man somebody ever knew. I bet that's the answer. Flack in the music business. Roberta Flack is a great musician. And prescribed. Not okay. All right. I was on the right track. I just wasn't thinking of a sort of shortened word like okay there. Oh, Haemon, this is a Korean name, isn't it? I don't know this particular actress, but does that? No, maybe not. What am I thinking of? I mean, I recognize this as containing a Korean name in it, but I can't think what the actual answer would be. Words said in passing. Maybe it is ace, as in I aced the test. It just doesn't sound right. I don't think it is correct. Words said in passing. Oh, as in passing a bill in. Oh, maybe this is how that. Maybe this is what I was thinking of. I don't know. Anyway, as in the ayes have it or the nays have it in voting on a bill in a legislature, Parliament or Congress or something. Fight with could be debate, not debating, because that would be fighting. Oh, boy, I don't know. Well, I don't know why I can't see what this is. Not working in a way. On strike, there we go. You might be not working at a job because you're striking as part of a union. So there we go. That looks correct. Still doesn't tell me what that one is. Let's see. Retailer that sells hydration packs. Well, I know that REI is a big U.S. cooperative outdoor wear and sort of, outdoor goods in general retailer. So I bet they sell hydration packs for hiking and running and things. What might turn pie into pieces? Question mark. I mean, this looks like it could be the word sphere. What might turn pie into pieces? I don't know. Get unleashed. Run amok. Run wild. Run. I'm not sure. The dad on TV is American Dad. I have no idea. Let's see. Okay. Let's keep looking around. Oh, beam. Ray of light. Yeah, that could work. As in a sunbeam, a ray of light. What about these two relatively short answers? Natural projection or digital support group. Digital the question mark there indicates punnery or wordplay. Digital could mean referring to fingers rather than something electronic. Or it could be digital meaning electronic, but support or group is punny. Not sure. Off from work in emails. AFK? Away from keyboard? Do people still use that? Doesn't look very good with the crosses, does it? Oh, out of office. I bet that's what it is. Natural projection. A horn could be something projecting from an animal and it's naturally occurring. It's not constructed. Or rather, it's organically constructed. Digital support group. Right. Okay, so what is this? I still don't know. Emoji with a red face and fangs. I don't know. Is there a sort of devil emoji? Red face and fangs. Is it that sort of Japanese kind of folklore figure? Is there an emoji of that? Just trying to think of a figure with a red face and fangs. I don't remember what that's called. Bit of entertainment for which 57 across are worn. And 57 across says 30 down footwear. Okay, well. Entertainment, I'm not sure. Informal talks. Okay, boy, this is going slowly, isn't it? Let's see, souvenir from Glasgow. So usually when you see something like from Glasgow or in Glasgow or something like that, it'll mean this is language used in that place. So this would be language used in Scotland. Or I guess actually in this case, it could literally just be an actual souvenir item, a sort of little bit of tchotchke or something you get from Glasgow. What would that be? What would you get in Glasgow? It's probably not specific to Glasgow. It probably means Scotland in general. It could be the UK generally, but I suspect not. Apropos of this situation, as to this situation, you could say. And what might turn pie into pieces? What is this? The dad on TV's American Dad. Well, I don't know this firsthand, but it looks like it could be the name Stan. Is there another man's name that fits there? Blank territory, Western destination from the mid to late 19th century. If this were Stan, this could be Utah. Utah territory before Utah was a state. Oh, this could be Tam then. Tam O'Shanter. Kind of hat that's kind of stereotypically associated with Scotland. Probably sort of like the beret in France at this point, where, it's not as though there are actually lots of French people walking around with berets, and similarly with Scottish people. What might turn pie into pieces? Auto. Why can I not see what this is? Oh, rare stamp. Oh, right. Something once sold for pennies that's now worth much more. You could have a stamp that was genuinely, its face sort of postage value was only a few pennies, but because it's now rare and distinctive in some way, it's worth much more than that. Okay, there we go. That's the answer. That's a good clue. That's a really good clue. Low figure. Don't make me laugh. Oh, please? I'm reaching a bit, but I could see it. You do sometimes see, oh, please, when it's pronounced in that kind of particularly sarcastic way. You do sometimes see it spelled out in this manner, so it could very well be that. Bright purple yam used to flavor desserts. Ooh, I don't know. I hope this is right. I like that I put it in, so I hope it's correct. Can't believe I can't figure this one out. It looks like I should be able to get it just from the crosses, let alone the answer. Fight with is do battle with. Do battle with. Okay, so Ho Yun. Okay, I definitely didn't know that name, I don't think. Fight with is do battle with. Autocomplete. Another very clever clue. That's really good, just like this rare stamp. These are both very clever clues. So autocomplete, if you're typing pie on your phone, say, the autocomplete might suggest the word pieces. That's very good, and I just wasn't on the right track at all. Okay, so big brand and immunity support is... I have no idea what this is. Oh, use me as I misspelled. I'm sorry. You must have been wondering what I was doing there. Okay, does that help with this? Not really, but it does look more plausible than when there was a U there. Errol C. Keratin. I think these are all correct. In perpetuum, for all time. There we go. From Latin, presumably. And then low figure, self? Oh, no, yeah, okay, self would be a strange answer to that. But a serf, someone who is... sort of servile in a feudal kind of situation. A serf would be, their sort of lot in life would be low relative to their kind of liege, the person that they serve. So I think that's probably the answer. Esther C. I do not know what this is. I hope this is right. This must be a medical brand. I don't know it. got intimate, made a move, not sure. One who grows up, then eventually croaks. A tadpole grows up into a frog, and then will croak, like a frog does. And then eventually will also die, as will we all. Get unleashed is to run loose. Equines collectively right. Horse. I don't know. Some of these long answers, I'm just shocked that I can't infer them more easily, but boy, I don't seem to be able to, do I? Horse flesh? Is that what that is? In custody, held? Horse flesh, wow. Bit of entertainment, oh, right, I don't know what that is. Big name in Tejano music. Is this a band name or a person's name? I'm not sure. Not sure what it's looking for exactly. It's a musician, presumably a musician or group of musicians. See you soon in France. A bientôt. Which, yeah, basically means see you soon. Too soon, basically. A bientôt means soon, and means kind of to, basically to, or until, I guess, in this context. All right. Got intimate. Made love. Okay. Got intimate. There we go. Made love. I was thinking of, I guess, something in between, sort of on the way to that stage, but that makes perfect sense. All right. Informal talks are, I don't know. What is the bright purple gam? I don't know that either. Informal talks. Oh, something sessions? Bowl sessions? You could have a bit of a bowl session. Is this ube, maybe? Bright purple yam used to flavor desserts. Boy, I just don't recognize it. That's so frustrating. I hope police is right. Yes, it must be, because resounds is thunders. The hall resounded with the sound of laughter. It thundered with the sound of laughter, you could say. Go now. Leave me. There we go, that works. Cut the cards, perhaps, is not, let's see, cut the cards. A lot? I don't think that's right. I was thinking sort of deal cards, a lot, pass them out, allot them, but that's not what it's saying. Que blank, excellent in Spanish. Que bueno, maybe? It seems plausible. Sacagawea's birthplace, today. Sacagawea must, I mean, it looks like she would have been born in what is modern-day Idaho, based on this fill. So I suspect that's the answer. Apparently there's been some new research about Sacagawea that reframes various elements of her life. Sacagawea is sort of a storied figure from Native American history who intersected with, sort of American settlers. And she may have lived much longer than was originally suspected. I didn't read the whole piece, but there was an interesting thing about that. I wish I had more knowledge to tell you. Anyway, some interesting Sacagawea research recently published, I think. Total nothing could be a dud. Cut the cards, perhaps, is ad lib. Is cutting the cards a kind of phrase used to mean to ad lib, to improvise? I actually don't know. I don't think I'm familiar with that, but it looks like it might be, based on the crosses. To exist naturally is to inhere. Sort of these properties are inherent to you. They inhere within you. Chicken tender could be a veterinarian who tends to a chicken. So, of course, you read chicken tender and you think a little sort of, fried piece of chicken fillet or something. But in this case, we mean somebody who literally tends to chickens, a veterinarian. Here we have 30 down footwear's boots. Okay, so what sort of entertainment are boots? Would one need, for what form of entertainment would one need to be wearing boots? Let's see. Can't think immediately. I mean, boots are such a generic thing. Let's see, there's so many different kinds of boots. Well done if you're seeing that immediately. Option for a housewarming. I wonder if this means some kind of heating technology, because the question mark there means we're probably not referring to a housewarming party as sort of welcome to the neighborhood sort of thing. Peripheries, the ends of something, the kind of edges, peripheries. One studying choral composition, say, oh, a diver. And again, this say means we're not defining the answer, we're just giving an example of it. So someone studying choral composition, say, they might be a diver, but this one studying choral composition is not a synonym of diver, nor does it define it. So that's what that say is doing. It's just an example of a thing. Peripheries are not ends, they are something that ends with an S probably. Driver's license, for one, is it could be photo ID. If there's a way to make this work, I don't know if there is. Plopped down, no, I don't think so. I'm gonna put the S back in there. Plop down looks like sat to me. Driver's license for one. Heavy metal band, question mark. So again, you read this and it looks like a music group, but probably it isn't. Probably it's some kind of, I don't know, it'll be a seam of ore or something like that in a mine, or it'll be a literal band, a metal band. And what would that be? Exclamation of revelation. I see now. Oh, so peripheries could be rims. There we go. The rim of, a plate or something. It's periphery. That's not a great example. Wouldn't really refer to the periphery of a plate, but if you, I don't know. You know what I mean. Big name in Tejano music. What is this? Option for a housewarming. Bit of entertainment. Oh, a dance of some sort? A go-go dance. You could be wearing go-go boots specifically. That explains why boots were important, because there's a particular kind of boot associated with this thing. Okay, so emoji. Oh, an ogre. A red face and fangs. Okay. Do ogres have red faces? Okay, that must be the answer, though. It clearly fits. Digital support group toes. Right. I said fingers, and what I didn't consider was that digits can equally refer to toes, fingers and toes. I should have thought about that. If I'd have just said the word toes, maybe I would have thought to put it in. Okay, option for a housewarming. An oil lamp, an oil, what is it? Heat, oil heat. That must be it. And then Asian capital on a river of the same name. Lhasa? Is there a river Lhasa? Is it embarrassing that I don't immediately know that? I'm just going on the H and A. I think there must be. Big name in Tejano music. I still don't know what this is. Oh, Selena? Is it Selena Gomez? I mean, it's one of those people whose names I've heard, but I haven't a clue sort of what she does. I mean, I think she's on TV in something. I don't know. Could this possibly be the answer? Oh, a heavy metal band could be a manacle. You could be, your wrists could be shackled in manacles in bands of heavy metal to prevent you from, I don't know, escaping. So piano sonatas typically are soli, and we have soli rather than solo because the clue says piano sonatas. So of course solos is also a valid way to pluralize solo in English, but we don't have room for that, so it's going to be soli this time. And then if you left a big impression on someone, you awed them. And then, I see, driver's license is state ID. Yes, because in the United States, driver's licenses are issued by state. There's no national driver's license. All right, so there we go. And that is the solution. All right, that was, I think, a very fun Saturday puzzle. Pretty tricky. I think this was, on balance, maybe a slightly easier week, and unsurprisingly, then you never know when the balance is going to kind of strike. But in this case, I think this was maybe a slightly tougher puzzle than usual. But let me know if you agree. I don't know. I mean, there were a number of things in here. Hoyeon Chung, Roberta Flack, Selena. Stan. There were a number of proper nouns in here where if you knew them, let's see, Lana Condor, if you knew them, you would be able to just write them in immediately. And unfortunately, in my case, I knew very few of them. Roberta Flack, I did, certainly, but most of these sort of celebrity figures I did not know. So those would be a big help on today's puzzle if you were just able to write them right in there. I did a bit better with the geographical clues. Anyway, oh, and then I need to look this up. The bright purple yam, ube or oob. That's interesting. Used to flavor desserts. But there we have it. That was the Saturday puzzle. I really enjoyed it. Lots of punniness in today's. And some very clever clues. What might turn pie into pieces? Autocomplete. That's very, very clever. And similarly, something once sold for pennies that's now worth much more. Rare stamp. It just didn't even occur to me that I should take sold for pennies as literally as this. I was just thinking in a generic sense. You know, you picked it up at I don't know, a yard sale or something, and it was almost free. But no, very specifically, when it was new, it sold for pennies. It's just a very clever clue. Anyway, there we go. That was a great puzzle. I thought I enjoyed it. There were quite a few proper nouns though, and sometimes, you know, I do think that you can go overboard with that, and this puzzle was maybe on the verge of that. But it's just some really clever cluing. Let me know how you fared. And now I will read, I think there were just 2 comments from yesterday's puzzle in terms of things that were correcting or adding further context, but one of them referenced a few clues. So here we go. First, Spikething, regarding semolina pudding, explains, as I'm sure you're aware, Chris, pudding in the UK can mean any dessert, but also there are various dishes, both sweet and savory, with the word pudding in the name. Indeed, I'm well familiar with that, and I enjoy making Yorkshire puddings for a Sunday roast. Sunday lunch. And that is, of course, something that is not, well, it's not sweet, it's not a dessert, and yet it is a pudding. Anyway, Specklething continues to say, there is a dessert in the UK called semolina pudding made with semolina milk or cream, sugar, and things like cinnamon. It is very similar to another dish, rice pudding, with which I am familiar, but made with semolina instead of rice. The last time I had semolina pudding was many, many years ago as part of a school dinner. And yes, it seems like very much one of those sort of school dinner standbys, and actually derives from Eastern Europe. And so I kind of suspect, apparently it's very common in Israel as well. I wonder if that is another little bit of slight resonance with yesterday's, the provenance of yesterday's puzzle, because we had schmear from a bagel in yesterday's puzzle, semolina pudding. There does seem to be overlap with Jewish cuisine there as well, so that could have been another nice little touch to that end. John Mayhew further added, you obviously never enjoyed or endured that old school dinner classic semolina pudding. And then he speaks about it a bit, but then goes on to regarding some other clues to say, chenille, Chenille, is a thick peel fabric made originally from cotton, but other natural or synthetic fibers are also used. The name means caterpillar in French, which I think is in reference to the furry quality of woolly bear type caterpillars. That's interesting. And then also adds, Siva is a variant of Shiva and is often pronounced the same way. So my suspicion was that they were the same deity, and indeed. John Mayhew adds, seeing the Russian form Kiev, K-I-E-V, instead of the Ukrainian Kyiv, K-Y-I-V, feels odd now. Yeah, I agree. It does feel odd. We've sort of largely made that transition in the last year. Anyway, that was those are the clues from yesterday's puzzle. So that means that's today's video, and I'm off. I'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday puzzle, the big, large Sunday grid, when we return to having a theme. So look forward to that. I suppose last week was a themeless Sunday puzzle, so you never know. Although the fact that last week was a themeless puzzle means probably tomorrow is about the least likely day that is to happen again. Probably be quite some time until that recurs. Anyway, do join me tomorrow for the Sunday puzzle. Hope you do. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.